Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Scott. Commissioner Baker McCormick is excused. Commissioner Marecki. Commissioner Kinlock.
Present.
Commissioner Anderson.
Here.
Vice Chair Baidoon.
Here.
Chair Varga has requested an excuse also. You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
Item B, Chairman's remarks.
I don't have a lot, but let me just start by wishing our Dean of the Wayne County Commission, our dear friend Martha G., a happy 39th birthday. Happy birthday, Commissioner. And I want to extend my sincere congratulations to all of my colleagues on winning the re-election. Looking forward to working with all of you for the next 2 years and many years beyond. Next item.
Item C, approval of the minutes from the October 25th, 2022 meeting.
Move approval.
We have an approval and support. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Next item.
Item D, unfinished business. There is none. Moving to item E, new business. Item 1, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35022, reallocating expenditures in the county road fund.
Okay, so let me set the stage here. We have on the agenda, as you can see, we have 17 items and we have 3 items on the addenda. Terrence, you want to quickly elaborate on the entire agenda? And then we'll move one by one. We'll take them all together at the end.
Thank you, sir. Through the chair. So as the chairman said, there's 20 items on the agenda total. We still have a lot of items. Majority of them are reallocating line items. We still have a number of items from fiscal year 21-22 that are trying to clean up the budget from last year. And we'll probably have a little bit more the next couple ways and means before the end of the year as M&B continues to prepare those items. We have a couple new items for the current fiscal year that's either reallocating or expenditures where they didn't have them in the right line when we approved the budget or additional funding coming in. There's 2 items as we go through the agenda that'll stick out more, which would be item number 9, which is reallocating $24 million in salary and friends savings from fiscal year 21-22 that are going to pay off deficits and also extra funds for the move to the CJC. And on the agenda, on addendum, item number 19 is certifying funds into last fiscal year to pay for pandemic pay from last couple of years.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you, Terrence. Madam Clerk, next item.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35318, reallocating expenditures in the retirement system fund.
Questions from the commissioners? Hearing none. Next item.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2022-35321, reallocating expenditures in the retirement system fund.
Questions, commissioners? Okay, the next item.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2022-35319, reallocating expenditures in the juvenile justice abuse neglect fund.
Okay. Questions, it seems. Next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35018, reallocating expenditures in the county health fund.
Self-explanatory number in the next item.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35025, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Next item, please.
Item number 7, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35026, certifying revenue in the general fund.
Item.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35034, reallocating expenditures in the general fund.
Okay, item number 9.
Item number 9, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2022-35222, reallocating expenditures in the general fund, the community corrections fund, the 2 2018 Jail Center Construction Fund, and the Building and Ground Maintenance Fund.
Thank you. Do we have anybody from the administration that can speak on this item, please? Your name and title for the record, please.
Jake Brower, Deputy Budget Director. Overall, this item, the main idea behind it is that we have identified some $24 million of vacancies in the general fund, which we are using for several purposes. The first top priority purpose is for fulfilling the deficit elimination plans that have already been approved by this body. Subsequent to that, we are allocating funds over for the purpose of funding continued CJC operations going forward. You'll recall the construction of the CJC is proceeding according to budget, and now we're entering a new phase where we are moving over all of our staff to that facility, and then ongoing operations costs going from there. So I'm available if you have any questions.
Commissioner Kinlock and then Commissioner Anderson.
You mentioned transferring monies over as it relates to the CJC. Is that already budgeted dollars? What is I guess the crux of, phrasing it, dealing with, as well as the deficit elimination plan? If you can catch me up on that as it relates to, was there a previous deficit that existed that we're addressing?
Yeah, so there's no existing deficit.
Okay, right.
This is in anticipation of future costs, which will require a future reallocation by this body to use the funds from the 2022 surplus for 23 expenses that we anticipate. Notably, these are anticipated to be one-time expenses in the current fiscal year, as we're juggling between having multiple facilities open and moving staff over appropriately to close that out.
So it's just assigning them to the right accounts?
Correct.
And thank you, Mr. Chair.
Terrence.
Through the chair, just to clarify, to Commissioner Kinlock, the deficits are not in the CJC, is deficits in some of our other funds like community corrections, buildings, the Economic Development Corporation. So some of the funding is going to pay those deficits that was approved on our last deficit elimination plan that the commission approved.
Thank you
Okay,
for that
thank you.
clarification.
Okay, so I get it. So this action is the CJC and those transactions that you mentioned are just all inclusive. Okay,
Correct.
thank you. Okay.
Thank you. Commissioner Anderson.
Yes, I was just wondering, the split, I do see there's a split in the expenditure, but I'm trying to, as far as the division of that amount of money, how much is going to the moving everything? I don't know if that's going to be the total cost of moving.
Yeah, so overall, we have several transfers. There's the $1 million to Community Corrections Fund that is for deficit elimination plan, resolving that. We have the 3.8 million towards building and ground maintenance. That is going primarily towards deficit elimination. Just a small fraction of that, though. The remainder will be available for CJC operations in the following year. Then we have 2 million, which is not explicitly listed because of the nature of our appropriation ordinance that will be transferred into the Economic Development Corporation Fund to resolve that. Notably, we only have 1 year remaining before the state gets rather concerned with that plan. There was a 5-year deficit elimination plan. We're at year 5. We don't want to make it a year 6. And then lastly, that 17.6 million, that is towards all CJC.
Those are, again, that's the estimated moving costs and what else?
Moving cost, transition, equipment, everything to get folks in the building and outfitted appropriately.
This was not part of the original consideration of the project.
Yeah, this is separate from the construction.
Pardon me?
This is separate from the construction. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So how many more deficit elimination plans do we have left? Just a couple?
With this budget adjustment, we're hoping to eliminate all of them.
Oh, all of
so,
them?
Yes.
Didn't we have something in Health and Human Services? Do we have anything in there?
There are some deficit funds that exist, but they're the way that the state quantifies a deficit, they remove the excess of long-term net assets liabilities. So those long-term costs are pulled out of the overall deficit net position number of some funds. And so we are not specifically addressing that with this budget adjustment.
Yeah.
But it is something that we're watching as we wrap up the audit process to make sure that no funds go below zero.
Yeah, because some of them are pretty low. I mean, there's not much left.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to keep a careful eye on monitoring fund balance in general as we close out the year. Thank
Great,
you.
thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions on this item? Hearing none. Next item, please.
Thank you.
Item 10, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35007, reallocating expenditures in the general fund and the community corrections fund.
Item.
11, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023, excuse me, 35016, certifying revenue in the county health fund.
You. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Excuse me, item 12, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35017, certifying revenue in the county health fund and the COVID-19 fund.
Great. Any questions, commissioners? Hearing none. Next item, please.
Item 13, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35028, certifying revenue in the capital projects fund.
Any questions? Hearing none. Next item, please.
Item 14, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2022-35322, decertifying revenue in the capital projects fund.
All right. Next item.
Item 15, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2022-35320, decertifying revenue in the community corrections fund.
Okay. Any questions, commissioners? Hearing none. Next item.
Item 16, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35033, certifying revenue in the general fund.
Next item.
Item 17, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35003, certifying revenue in the capital projects fund.
Okay. No questions. Moving on to the addenda.
Addenda item 18, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35032, certifying revenue in the capital projects fund.
Right. Next item.
Item 19, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2022-35323, certifying revenue in the coronavirus state local recovery fund.
Okay. Do we have anybody here from the administration? Can you speak on this item, please?
Hello, Jake Brower, Deputy Budget Director. Overall, this item relates to the eligible premium pay to eligible workers as provided through ARPA. I believe that all but one bargaining unit have been paid at this point, and this is allocating the expenditures in the coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds in order to account for those dollars.
Okay. Do we have any questions from the commissioners? Terrence, any comments?
No, sir.
Okay. Commissioner Anderson.
Thank you. Just a quick question. The only labor group you said is this one that's before us today that has not received
Yep, I believe it's,
pay?
AFSCME is the one remaining.
One remaining? Okay, so do we know when that's going to be before us?
Unfortunately, I do not have a date available, but I believe our labor relations team is working on that to get it resolved as soon as possible.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Let me understand that to just add to Commissioner Anderson. So AFSME is the only group that's not included so far, it hasn't gotten paid?
Yes, so I think that comes into the complicated nature of determining eligibility and making sure that all the Ts are crossed, the Is are dotted and so forth. So hopefully we'll get that out fairly soon.
Commissioner Maraki.
Thank you. So this is all, they have a system to determine how they're paying this money.
Yeah, correct. So there's some legislative requirements in the ARPA legislation and final rule, which determine who is eligible for this pay. And so we're following that guidelines.
Okay, and do they determine like if it's an hourly, if it's based on their work service or?
Yeah, if there's anyone from labor relations, I'll defer to them to their exact, I can only speak to the ARPA legislation itself, which suggests that the work has to be in person, either in direct relation engagement with the public or handling items that have been handled by other people as part of your daily activities.
See that criteria, but
Yeah, I can send you a copy of the Treasury, U.S. Treasury's final
Okay.
rule that determines
Yeah.
that.
All right,
I'll
thank
try and
you.
break out the pages.
Thank you. Well said.
Hey, any further questions on item number 19? Hearing none, next item, please.
Item 20, requesting commission approval of budget adjustment 2023-35030, certifying revenue and the Third Circuit Court, other circuit court programs fund.
Any questions? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to move all the items to the full board for consideration.
Chair, I move that each of the items on the agenda and the addenda, that they be moved to the full board for recommendation for approval.
We have a full support and a motion and a full support. Madam Clerk, can you do the roll call, please?
Commissioner Scott? Commissioner Mareki? Commissioner Kinlock?
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson? Vice Chair Baydoun?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Next item.
Turning to the agenda for item F,
Such other matters.
such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
We have any other items? I don't think we have any other items, but I see Mr. Wayne Seals here, and I'm going to tell you, I got a special thank you to you and to the county clerk. I have reached numerous times on occasions. People are calling us, they need appointments, whether it's for birth certificates or CPL, many issues. I would like you just to give us a quick update, what's going on with the clerk's office, please.
Thank you, Chair Baydoun. We appreciate, thank you. Madam Clerk is doing her best that she can to try to handle your requests as much as she can. So she's looking for it, but she has actually instituted a few things in place. I don't know if you've been receiving her her bi-weekly newsletter. It points out, has some very helpful information inside those letters she's sending out. She is doing a Super Saturday. That Super Saturday is going to consist of all day on Saturdays for the next 5 Saturdays. It's going to allow individuals in the CPL, we're trying to pull those that have appointments back out to, I think in March. We're going to try to pull those in early. And if we get some other ones who need to have their appointments right away, we'll take care of them too. So for the next 5 Saturdays, if someone needs one right away, please contact the helpline.
So Wayne, if somebody needs one, can they just walk in or they need still an appointment?
Yes, they still need appointment at this point, because of the, as far as waiting in line, the staffing we have. So we have to schedule appointments. Now, oftentimes the clerk can find to slide someone in. They need one right away. You know, when someone makes an appointment, they don't all the time come to that appointment. The problem is, how do you fill that spot once it's open? We can't. We don't know until they're not there. So oftentimes what happens when when the commissioners call up, they need someone, we slide them in that spot right there.
Wayne, would you say that things are improving like from 6 or 8 months ago?
Yes, things are definitely improving, especially with the Super Saturdays coming up. Hopefully we can knock out maybe 100 to 200 individuals a day for the next 6 Saturdays. We're hoping we can do maybe 900 or 1,000 applications during that time. So things are moving. We are, as far as our staff, we're working hard with personnel, trying to get that up to a sufficient level. Again, one of the things that the clerk has pointed out to this honorable body as well as the CEO, it's the issue we have is probably the low pay. It's not sufficient. So we have a hard time trying to get individuals to take those positions.
Thank you, Mr. Seals, again, for everything that you have done and you will continue to do for all of our residents in Wayne County. Any comments from our Commissioner Marecki?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So it seemed like election night went pretty well.
Actually, the election night it was amazing. I mean, the clerk she had her staff prepared. She had everyone's ready, all hands on deck. We're prepared. It went very smooth. I think we got the information in from each of the communities and we were able to send those results to the proper agency.
Yeah, and the website was great. And so it seemed like it went really well. So are all the clerks they're not transmitting anything, right? They're bringing it all down to the county?
Yes, all the documents their tickets and information has to be brought into the county. So each of the 43 communities bring their information in. Now it is transmitted, it's just not transmitted by modem.
Right.
It used to be. As soon as it was, someone would vote, the information would get transported up to us. Now we have to wait and it's one lump sum through the website. It's now we get that information.
Okay, so that's how they're doing it. Okay, well, good.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Many of the races were called by 10:30 or 11 o'clock, I think. That was good. Thank you again. Commissioner Kinlock.
I absolutely want to commend the clerk in this election. And I know, as you know, that the process doesn't end until after it's canvassed. And so I'm looking forward to making sure that all of the members of the Board of Canvassers do their job in making sure that they certify the election. Because of course, we've heard a number of the rumblings both in the media and about the community of some, nefarious intents. But I anticipate most folks understand their roles, and we hope that the canvassers continue to do their job.
Thank you. I do want to say one thing through the chair, through Commissioner Kinlock, as well as to all the commissioners here. Madam Clerk, she definitely appreciates the help the support that this body has been giving her, as far as giving her the funds to get the equipment that she needs, as well as even communicate that out to the citizens. So again, I want to make sure that the clerk want to send her thank you and her appreciation to this body as well.
Thank you. Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are all the cities complete with their elections?
Sorry. Yes, I think we received all the information from all 43 communities. I think we were all there until, I think it's 7 a.m., and 8 a.m. the next morning. We were there. Actually, we were there until 1 or 2 o'clock the next day. But yes, I think we got the last ones in around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
I know in Highland Park, we had a lot of write-ins, and I'm just wondering if all of that is complete.
They had submitted all their data to the clerk at that point by 7 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Again, Mr. Seals, on behalf of this body, I want to extend my sincere appreciations and gratitude to the county clerk, Mrs. Garrett, and all the staff, the election workers, for working late through the night to make sure that our results are posted in a timely manner. Thank you again for everything that you're doing.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, next item.
Item G, public comments.
Okay, do we have anybody here in the chamber that would like to make a public comment? Anybody here in the chamber? Okay. Anybody on Zoom that would like to make a public comment? Do we have anyone on Zoom, Madam Clerk?
No,
You
Chair.
can see? No one?
And there are
Going
also
twice,
no
going
public comments.
twice? Do we have any emails?
No emails.
Okay, next item.
Item H, adjournment.
Move.
Board.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.